So I'm sitting between two blue wild indigo plants. And right away we can notice a couple of differences from the blue wild indigo to the cream wild indigo. And I'm gonna actually cut off a piece here and bring it up and show you. One, there are nowhere near as long of hairs on this plant. There are still 5 leaves by the nodule here. We've got 2 very small leaves and then 3 larger ones. It sometimes gets misidentified as a clover. It is a legume, somewhat related to clover, but it's not specifically a clover. But you can see they've got the same structure. A lot of these 5 leaves, you'll see another stem coming out of there, right at the same point on the main stem. And then 2, if you cut it, it will produce just a little bit of a sap. This one here really hadn't done much yet. But blue wild indigo does not have those micro hairs on the leaf and stem. I'm sure there's something real close on there, but definitely not as noticeable to the naked eye. All right, so they've got this beautiful blue plant. We also see that it's a much more upright plant, so it actually doesn't compete quite as much with grasses. We've actually got quite tall grass under these. The main concern that people have with indigo is that it is poisonous to livestock, which it is. But to reiterate what I had said in the with the cream wild indigo, it's pretty unlikely that livestock get in here and eat. We can actually see this pasture just maybe about a week ago had 10 head of cattle on it on 20 acres, so they kind of ate it down quite a bit. But you can see that the taller grass is kind of right there by the plant. They don't like eating this. It's not very palatable. It's stemmy. It tastes bitter. Like I said, it kind of has a little bit of a sappiness to it if you cut it open. So the livestock aren't going to this to eat it. You would usually possibly find problems maybe in an area where you're grazing very heavily, or maybe you had a hay meadow with a lot of this. That being said, it is very susceptible to your broadleaf herbicides like 2,4-D, triclopyr, dicamba, etc. So maybe if you had a patch of this in a certain area and there weren't any other weeds, you could try to avoid these here, because overall they are a great pollinator species. They're a little bit later than your cream wild indigo. You're going to start seeing them bloom late April through early May, but overall they provide great food for those pollinators and are very beneficial plants to have in your pasture. If you'd like more information on this plant, go ahead and look up the fact sheet NREM 2872 for more information on blue wild indigo and other native prairie plants. I'd also like to point out a wonderful resource put out by the Kerr Center for Sustainable Agriculture in Poto, Oklahoma. David Redhage and his team have put up a wonderful guide, which I'll link in the comments, over lots of native plants for native pollinators in Oklahoma. Follow K County OSU Extension on social media to keep up to date on upcoming events, educational information, and research-based information. Thank you for watching.